I'm going, what is that? So I ended up selling, I don't know how many copies. I've made thousands of dollars off of a small guy talking about vlogging. If you want to vlog, that is definitely the guide you get. I talked about every mistake that I've ever made on social media. So definitely go over. Right now it's 10:44. Go get it and get it now because it's what's popping. It's easy to follow. It's not very big at all. And it's online. So you don't have to wait for it to actually get to you. So I would definitely say, if you want to go into social media, especially vlogging on YouTube, read the guide first. Definitely read the guide first. So if you want to actually start vlogging, what I would say is read that guide first and don't wait. People always wait. I'm starting a class called Do It Cluelessly. And the reason I came up with that is because I want to make YouTube videos, but I need a $5,000 camera. Or I want to make YouTube videos, but I need background dancers and I need music and I'm like, girl, like I got cameras. I never use them. I have 3.5 video views from my iPhone. I make thousands of dollars a month from my iPhone. I don't have any come in music, come out music, background dancers. I don't have a set time. I did it cluelessly. And I tell people, look, I will teach you if you need me to hold your hand and go step by step. I'm having a class the 14th and 15th of April called Do It Cluelessly. Right now it's $144. On Monday it's going to be, Sunday at midnight it's going to be $244, and it's going to go up $100 until the class starts. So right now with 144, and I'm talking to people who's going, what's a hashtag? How to tag people, how to connect Facebook to Instagram. How do I monetize? How do I set commercials on my videos? And these are legit questions if you've never heard of monetizing, if you never heard of tagging, if you never heard of analytics, and if you need any kind of push, that is definitely the class. If you're starting this is for beginners only. This is straight for beginners only, because people are going, I'm a coach. You don't need a coach. You need a teacher. If you've never played the game of softball, I'm not going to say, here's a bat, go. That's a coach. You need someone to say, here's the bat. You hit the ball. Here's first base. Here's second. Here's third. Once you get here, you are home. Now let me tell you what the scoreboard looks like. Let me tell you what the uniforms look like. That's a teacher. Most people don't need a coach. They need a teacher.
Yeah. And that is amazing, man, that you say that. So I do something usually earlier in the show where I talk about the daily quote or daily proverb of the day. What is one of your favorite quotes or proverbs of all time?
I have two. If I have to say a scripture, it would be in my father's house there are many mansions. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't have told you. My grandmother used to say that every day. And it took me to get grown to understand that. So a person speaketh, so she is. That's another one. It's as it is above, it is below. And all of that is saying that you make your own heaven and hell. That's basically the bottom line. If my father has a many mansions, why can't I have a mansion or two? Nothing is out of my reach. Nothing is too big for me to get. I've been having a vision board since I was a kid, but we used to call it collages. So I teach vision board parties. That's another source of income I forgot about. But with that, I will always tell people to dream and live bigger than you can imagine. So what I did, this is how I know that it works. I know that it works because on my vision board, my favorite car in the world has always been a BMW X5. And I will not front. I could not afford a BMW X5, but it was always my favorite car. I wanted to take my children to Disney World. At the time, I had one income and no child support with two kids in private school. I want to see Oprah in person. I want to teach a class in another country, and looked in my vision board, and I looked at it again, like stared at it, and I go, I've had two BMW X5s. I've spoken in 2 different countries and 18 different cities. I don't even keep up with how many classes and retreats that I've given. I've taken my children to cruises and I've taken them to Disney World. And I look back, I've seen Oprah in person, and I look back and I think about those scriptures. I think about when you start thinking that you're in the mix. We think that heaven is outside of ourselves. It's not outside of ourselves. And Les Brown, another one of my favorite quotes from Les Brown is, you don't have to be perfect to start, but you do have to start to be perfect. I don't know if he made that up or if it's his,
Right.
but that's who I heard say that.
Yeah, and those are powerful quotes, guys. The quote of the day, Daily Proverb, brought to you by Solid Foundation Athletic Academy. Give them a call, 314-874-6887. If you got kids in the St. Louis area that play sports and they're trying to go to another level, they may need to start building on those bodies of theirs so they can get trained if they go to Solid Foundation Athletic Academy. Go over to the Facebook fan page and just give them a shout out, Solid Foundation Athletic Academy on Facebook, or go over to the website, Solid Foundation Athletics with an S.com, solidfoundationathletics.com. Well, I am thoroughly enjoying this, and so looks like my audience are too. So let's do this real quick. We will keep rolling with the conversation, but if you got questions on Facebook, put them in the chat and see if we can sneak a couple questions in for Miss Nikisha as well.
Yeah, you got questions.
But
I'm telling my people they have them too.
Yeah. One of the things I want to touch on really quickly, because you are adamantly encouraging people about taking care of their money now so that it can save them later. So let's talk a little bit about legacy, and not only the type of legacy that you want to live, but talk about the legacy that we all can afford to leave our children if we stop playing with the money we currently have.
All right. I love this conversation.
Yes, go in.
Let me go in. Okay. One thing that I would say, that if you don't have life insurance, you definitely need life insurance. Life insurance is like terrible in the Black community. You don't know how many people that I had to pay for funerals or donate for funerals or set up GoFundMe's in our neighborhoods. When I sell the insurance, my favorite line, how I had nobody to really ever tell me that they wouldn't buy for me. Because my favorite line was, hey, is that your car? Yes. Do you have car insurance? Of course. Do you have life insurance? No. Oh, so you care more about your car than your life. You need to talk to me. When can I set up a meeting for us to talk? That's how I got everybody to buy for me with that little quote.
Wow.
I have so much life insurance that it's ridiculous. And I tell people I have term life insurance and whole life insurance. And I have a person, her name is Paula Avant, who really set me down and was like, do you think you have enough life insurance? I have so much, it's probably like shamelessly ridiculous, but I know that that's a way that I can leave money for my children that won't be taxed. Period.
Yeah.
It won't be taxed. I would take my income tax every year and buy a Roth IRA for my children. When I would get a refund, the years that I got a refund, I would buy an IRA for my children and I wouldn't touch it. Most people I have four ladies, actually, I do their income tax. They have 2 or 3 children apiece, and they get like $10,000 a piece. So that's $40,000 a year between the 2 sisters and 2 cousins.
Wow.
And I'm like, I've been doing your taxes for 10 years and you guys have $400,000 and you have not bought a damn thing. I need to talk to y'all, like in real life. I need y'all to look for a 4-family flat. I need you guys to buy some IRAs. I need to set you up with Paula so she can get you hooked up with mutual funds. You got kids. You don't have any savings bonds. You don't have a 529. I need to really sit down and talk to you about money marketing. My first mutual fund, I started with $25. I made my son with his first job start putting $25 away with a mutual fund. Hey, I need you to give me $25. And then I'm like, okay, now you got another job. I need 50 from you.
Right.
I need you to invest $50. That's no money. And let me tell you something that my grandmother is like my biggest inspiration, but it was a house for sale and it was $20,000. And I was like, oh my God, I want this house. And my grandma was like, go get it. And I was like, no, they want $20,000 cash. And she was like, go get it. And I was like, well, grandma, I don't have $20,000 cash. And my grandmother said, so you mean to tell me you've been working 20 years and you don't have $20,000 up under your mattress? That's $1,000 a year. That ain't even $100 a month. Girl, you're a damn fool. Shut my door. I don't even want to talk to you no more. How don't you have $20,000 at your fingertips? And I'm like, $20,000? But when she broke that down, that it wasn't even $100 a month, I was like, oh, you know what? I got to get my game together.
Gotta step your game up.
I gotta step my game up. So we need a just in case fund. We need a rainy day fund. Our children's need college fund. I mean, anything can happen. You should not have to run to people to borrow money. You should not have to go to companies. You should not have to, I don't know what I'm going to do, but in your closet. And another thing, I spend less than I make. I don't buy designer clothes. And somebody was on Facebook talking about foams. Their kids were getting foams, $200 shoes. My investments have always been my children's education, my retirement fund, and I have to be 100. At one point, I depleted my whole fund. When I went from one job to another, and I was out of job for a couple of months, and then someone died. I had to pay for a couple of funerals. I mean, life was happening. And I go, well, Keisha, it's not about what you make, it's about how you manage. And in the Black community, it's not that we don't have money, we don't manage the money.
Yes.
That's what it is. So I think that when I talk about money, you definitely need to talk about investing, saving more than you spend. Actually, I have my clients, my coaching clients, I make them write down every penny that they spend. If you buy a pack of bubble gum, I need you to say, spend 35 cents on bubble gum. We need to see where your money is going. Why don't you have any money? Why don't you have it to invest? What is going on with you and your money? Because you're buying $200 shoes for an 8-year-old. That's why you don't have money. That's why you can't take your kids on summer vacations, because you have $10,000 worth of tennis shoes in the house. My friend's daughter has shoes stacked up to the ceiling, but when it was time to go to college, we didn't have $1 for her to go. So, I mean, in the Black community, we dress to impress other broke people. People with money don't wear labels.
Yes.
People
and that's funny that you mentioned that. And
if it is, you don't even know what it is.
Exactly. And it's funny that you mentioned that, because I say it all the time, but it's just funny to hear it from somebody else. It's so serious. I say, we as Black people ain't never had a get money problem. We've always had a cash flow problem. We got some of the money getting as people on this planet, but too much of our cash is always flowing away from us. And that's our real problem. So I like the way you put it. It's not how much you get, it's how much you manage, or how you manage. So we got to manage our money better. Guys, we are at the top of the hour, and I don't want to
monopolize. Can you believe it?
Time. Yes. So let me give you this opportunity to tell people where they can find you, how they can connect with you. Yes. I know some people on the stream are looking for life coaches. I know some people on the stream who got some brands that are starting to bud and could use a push and a jolt in understanding social media better. So go ahead and let them know all of your details and how they can get in touch with you, any events you got coming up, all that good stuff.
All right. If you want to contact me, you can hit me up at www.highmaintenance.com. If you want to coach with me, you can go to www.highmaintenance.com and hit the work with me button. Any advice that I have for up and coming entrepreneurs? This is really going to really shake somebody up. Stop having private accounts. Period. You cannot have a private Instagram if you're selling a product or service. You cannot have private social media. You need a coach. You can only take yourself so far in business and in life. I invest in coaches. I have a coach. And if your coach does not have a coach, you need another coach. You don't have to hire me, but you definitely need a coach. You need someone who is already where you're trying to be. I have a class that's coming up in the middle of April. Right now, if you get on it, it's only $144. If you're starting in your business, if you're brand new to your business, if you want to take your business from one level to the next, if you want to learn about hashtags, if you want to learn about tagging, definitely get into it. It's called Do It Cluelessly. And it is bit.ly/do it cluelessly. And Cortez is going to post it on his page, and I'm definitely going to post it on my page. If you get in now, it's $144, which is free. It's basically free. A 2-day class for $144. I spent $2,500 for 30 minutes. So I get it. I get it. And people say, well, I don't have $144. And I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to be mean. If you don't have $144 to invest in your business, you don't have a business. You have a hobby.
Exactly.
If you don't have $144 to invest in your business, you have a hobby. The worst thing that you can do is have a business with no coach. So definitely go to www.highmaintenance.com, hit the work with me button. I will coach you. I got a 6-week program that will get your whole entire life. I will talk about business. I talk about branding. I talk about life. It is nothing off the table in my 6-week program.
Wow.
If it's a problem with payments, I will break it down for every 2 weeks. I don't have a problem with that. Because at one time in my life, I didn't have $144. So I get it, but I wasn't a business owner. So you have to be able to invest in yourself. You have to be able to invest in your brand, and you have to know what's important. I got a business idea. It's always going to be an idea until you get it from point A to point B. It's going to stay an idea. It's going to stay a dream until you put fire on it. Everything starts with a thought. So definitely you can hit me up on all my social media platforms. It's High Maintenance on every single thing. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, everything is under High Maintenance. You can email me at hello@highmaintenance.com. You can hit me up. I have a very quick turnaround. I'm High Maintenance on all my social media platforms. So I'm definitely not hard to find. You can Google me.
And it
we gotta have a part two, because I got a lot of stuff we didn't even touch.
Yeah. At any time, man, you want to come on this show, the door is always open. So High Maintenance has the number 10 and HIMAY, the number 10 NENCE.com. And I'll put it in the show notes so that you guys get that correctly and get it down packed and make sure that you can connect with Nikisha. Because I told you guys, this is what she did. And guys, this is, if you understand what an iceberg looks like above water and you see the little tip up there, you think, man, that's a massive iceberg. Well, you know that's only about 5% of the iceberg. There is another 95% below the water. So we didn't get to the 95% below the water. We just touched the little tip on the top, man. And you guys can see, definitely, if you want your business to grow to another level, she's a coach for you that you want to have in your corner. All things covered: finance, business, social media, branding, marketing. She got you covered on all other platforms. Any last words before we let you get out of here?
Yes. I want to thank you for having me on your show. I want to thank you for making me get up early as hell. I want to thank you for having me to constantly push and promote, because I love what you do. I love the fact that you are a Black man that's married with a family, and you work for yourself. You have something that most people don't have, and that's control of their time.
Yes.
You can get everything back but time. And I love your platform. I love what you do. I've been shouting you out all over my platforms. So I have like 100,000 people following me, and I just want them to know how dope you are as well. So my last words will be, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. And thank you. This hour seems like 15 minutes. So I will definitely be back before my class starts. And if you guys have seen me, if any of Cortez's followers have seen me, definitely hit me up. If you have any questions, email me at hello@highmaintenance.com. And right now, if you guys go over and buy the book, it's only $10.44. I'll have it posted on my page, under my High Maintenance page or my Nikisha D. Smith's page. And if you want to join the class, if you want to stop dreaming and start doing, definitely join the class. Do it cluelessly. It's for beginners. Don't feel intimidated. It's going to be simple, easy, and fun. I make everything fun.
Awesome. So you heard it here first, man. Keisha High Maintenance, do it cluelessly. Now is that virtual or is that an actual class? Is it a virtual class?
It's going to be a virtual class.
Okay. Yeah,
it's going to be a virtual class, and it's going to be hours. And even though I say, okay, it's a 2-hour class, my 2-hour classes is usually 3 hours. I mean, I must confess, I don't stop until everyone gets it. Everyone has to get it before I stop.
Okay. Got you. So that means it's not only open to people in the St. Louis metro area.
Definitely.
Everybody can go get registered for this class. As soon as we're done, I'm going to grab the link, put it above the description on this video so that you guys will have it there. If you got any questions, I'll make sure it's in the notes. It's going in the show notes on YouTube, on my blog, all of that good stuff. So wherever you want to find it. I got a feeling that this thing is going to be replayed for decades to come, man. This was good stuff. It was really fun. Hopefully, yeah, you had some fun.
It was.
And I will definitely make way for you to come back on and promote the class as we get closer.
Sure.
And we will just keep this relationship going. So, guys, you've been listening to Learning from Miss Nakisha High Maintenance Danielle Smith herself, probably one of the biggest social media darlings that you will ever get to meet. She is just phenomenal. So I'm your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the Black community. Until I talk to you guys tomorrow, where we do Free Game Friday, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Hang out for a second for me, Keisha.
Okay.
All right. So let me end.